So here are the basic measurements that we need to make a sleeve. As you can see, we're working with CM here because I'm using the Natalie Brace pattern textbook. So the first one is the top arm. I'm using my measurement, so my top arm measurement is 31. Depth of crown, which is basically a constant in the proportion table for various sizes. It just increases and reduces with size. It's 13 for me. B is also a constant, 5.5. Elbow width is 30. My wrist is 26, and the length of arm is 63. I think you will get pictures of how to take these measurements appropriately. Hi, good morning. We are going to learn how to make a pattern block for sleeves, and you'll need pencil, ruler, scissors, eraser, sharpener. I have a tape hanging on my neck here, and I'll use a cardboard paper just so it will be clearer. Permit me to pause at intervals. Things that you can do on your own, I would pause and just do them. Things like taking measurements. And we already have a sleeve making proportion table in the Natalie Brace dress pattern designing textbook. So we'll pick a few measurements from there, a few constant measurements from there, and we'll go from there. We'll cut the cardboard paper like a rectangle, and the measurement to consider, you can see I'm about to cut this, but the measurement to consider is the length of arm and the top arm measurement. So the dimension for cutting this cardboard paper will be length of arm minus 1 and top arm plus 5. So you can see this is a rectangle. The length of arm here is 63, so I've measured from here to here 62. That's length of arm minus 1 and top arm plus 5. So that will be the measurement of my rectangle. I'm going to cut it out now. I hope you can see. This is 36 by 62. Then we'll continue from there. So I've done that. I've cut a rectangle 62 by 36. I already told you how I got that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this rectangle in two. I'm going to fold it like this. Basically, when we're working with sleeve, the crease, when you're told to fold something, you fold it appropriately, because this crease that is made by the fold is very, very important. So I'm going to fold this paper in two carefully. I've done that, and having done that, when you're folding, keep the folded parts away from you. That means that this part that is folding is facing out. I didn't keep it this way. I hope you get what I mean. I'm keeping it this way. And having done that, from the top right corner of this fold, from the top right corner of the fold, I will measure the depth of crown. Remember, the depth of crown for me is 13. For you, it may be different, just depending on your size. We will have a picture of the table too. So I'm going to measure out 13. Sorry, I don't have anybody holding my camera, so just follow me. I'm going to take out 13 from the top right corner. So I'm measuring out 13. That is the depth of crown. I've marked out 13. I'll show you a picture of this. 13. Let me bring it closer so you can see. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. This is 13. I've taken out the measurement, and I'll just take that down. I will crease from that point 13. I'm going to fold the paper again. After marking the 13, I folded again. I folded it again along that 13, a straight line. So this new fold here, even after you open the paper, is the basic depth of crown line. You understand as we go on. Then after doing that, on that fold, that crease, the edge here, you label U, you label U here, and behind you label U. This is your underarm. By the time we're done with this sleeve block, you'll notice that these 2 points that I labeled U here and here are the underarm points. Now, having done that, this folded paper, I will fold it in 2 again. Like I said, when you have to fold, make sure you fold clearly, because these lines point to the front block, the back block, and all of that. I'll do that and get back. I folded the paper again, so when I open it, you'll see creases. I'm sure you can see this. So we're going to draw straight lines across all the creases that are made by the folding. So that's what I'm doing now. Once I'm done drawing the lines, we'll start the pattern proper. So do yours, draw a line across each of these creases, and we'll get back to the next. So I have drawn a line across all the creases. You can see the pencil mark. And now the next thing is, remember this depth of crown? That was the 13 we measured in the beginning, and I said we should label U here and U here as the underarm. Now on this paper, on the right, the line on the right, I measure 6 cm from the top down, and I label it F. This F means that this part is going to be on the front part of the cloth, and then for the left line I measure 5.5 cm and label B. That's for the back. So 6 cm on the right, 5.5 cm on the left. After having done that, I will join T to F to U, and then I'll join T to B to U. So I have done that, joined the lines like I said. Now I'm going to bisect these lines. By bisect, I mean I'm going to divide from here to here into 2, from here to here into 2, from here to here into 2, and from F to U into 2. Basically, I'm going to divide here, 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 each line into 2. And after doing that, I'm going to measure 1 cm upwards here. I'm going to measure 1 cm upwards here, measure 1 cm downwards here. After I bisect, I'm going to measure 1.2 cm upwards here, and I'm going to measure 2 cm downwards here. I'll do that. Okay, so I'll show you how I'll bisect this one. And then, so if you see, this line is about 10.6 cm. So I'm going to divide 10.6 by 2. That will give me 5.3. So somewhere around here, that's 5.3. So that's the center of this line. I'll do the same for this other line, B to U. I'll do the same for T to F, and then the same for F to U. Please note that the measurements for these lines are different. So even though this here is 5.3, this one, this line, the measurement is about 11.6. So I had 5.8 here as the center. So you have to measure each line separately and find the midpoint. So having done that, like I said earlier, I'm going to mark out, I'm going to draw, this is 1 cm. So from where I marked, from that point, I'm going to measure I'm going to draw a line 1 cm upwards. You get what I mean now? And see how I arrange my ruler so that it will be a straight perpendicular line. Don't just keep your ruler anyhow. Don't just keep your ruler anyhow. You understand what I mean? And here I said I'm taking 1 cm downwards, so I'm going to do the same here. 1 cm. I have marked the point 33.5. I'm going to draw a straight line across. I'm going to fold this block from here. On that elbow line, I'm going to make a straight crease there. So here it is. I've folded on that point so that I have a crease now. I'm going to open this and draw a line across this crease. This will be my elbow line. So I've drawn a straight line here, and that's the elbow line. So we'll go back to the fold, because whatever you do to this sleeve, whatever style you want to make with this sleeve, you want to make sure that when you're joining this sleeve to a bodice, after distorting it, it will still meet at the same point. So don't forget your balance marks. We're going to mark 7.5 cm up and 5 cm down. Here is our balance mark, 7.5 cm up from here and 5 cm down from here, so that whatever you do to this sleeve, when you fold it, you make sure that it meets, these two lines meet. And then finally, we want to make sure that the back of this sleeve is longer than the front of the sleeve because of the elbow. So this is the back point and this is the front. So on the front line, we're going to take out 2.5 cm. We're going to take out 2.5 cm. This line, we're going to cut it all the way down to the back line. So this is what I mean. On the front line, I've taken out 2.5 cm and I'm going to cut it. So when I'm done with this, the back will be longer than the front, so that when I fold my arm, the sleeve will be the same length. I have cut it, so there you have it. When you open this is what you have, something like this. So the sleeve is the simplest block and we're done here. The next thing to do now is to either use it like that, depending on the style, or to shape the sleeve to suit whatever style you need to do. I hope this is clear enough. When you're joining this is you, the underarm. So on your body's pattern, this should fit the underarm on the back bodies, and this should fit the underarm on the front bodies. And here is the top arm, that is the shoulder points for both the front and back bodies. Thank you very much.